beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bums we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting all magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guest. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Amex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson. The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descended of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Crumb TV.
To this day. To this day.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bums we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting all magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guest. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North Amex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
TV.
To this day, 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 to this day.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Third Eye Thursdays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar, and that song that you just heard on the intro, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is Theta Waves. All right, get that up, give it up to Theta Waves. Boom, man, boom. Out of the winter. Yeah. I need to hear that on it. I need to hear that in a stadium. That's stadium music right there. You know what I'm talking about? I need to hear that in a venue. You know? Vibes right there. Yeah, man. So shout out to the family. What's really good? We back like we never left. God damn it, what happened to this week? I look up and it's Thursday. God, Lord have mercy. It's moving. But we're here. One more day and it's TJIF. You know what I'm talking about? Friday the 13th, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Friday the 13th, ladies and gentlemen. You dig?
To this day.
Outside. They said it's finna get spooky outside. Friday the 13th is tomorrow. From Janus to J.A.S.O.N. I heard the president in one of his press conferences say to the T, yeah, things are gonna be crazy leading up, right? Leading up to November. Okay. So from Janus to J.A.S.O.N, ladies and gentlemen, part 3. A lot of things going on. We're gonna touch on some things, you know, cover some things, and do what we always do around this time. You know what I mean? Drop the gems and keep it moving. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we had a Friday the 13th last month. What is the coincidence? This thing is giving heavy J.A.S.O.N and whatnot. The weather is crazy. So why was it 80 degrees in Atlanta yesterday and then 50 today? And then I think it's 90 on Saturday. What's going on with the weather? It was 70 degrees in New York, though. Talk black to me. What's going on with y'all weather? The chipmunk came out and was like, fuck the spring. We're going right to the summer. In Atlanta, the chipmunk was like, you know what? Hold the spring. We're going straight to the summer. Went from winter to summer. Shit crazy with the weather. Yeah, let's take that roll call and then let's get to it. Let's get to it. You know, it went from cold winter to summer out here for real. It was 80s in the DMV, then it snowed today. Hailstones beating up the Midwest. Yes, I saw the hailstones. I'm talking about coming down. 60 in Massachusetts, and it's snowing right now. Huh? What are we talking about? Yeah, Charleston is in the building. We got Charleston in the building. And we got Charlotte in the building. We got Seattle is in the building. It was 70 in Ohio. Now it's 49 and snow flurries. What are we talking about? Like, that's really unnormal. This is not in one state. This is taking place in 47 in Houston. Back-to-back storms in Hawaii. Gainesville in the building. It snowed on the DMV today. This is March, ladies and gentlemen. After Biggie's birthday. After Biggie's death day. Why is it snowing?
Tucson, Arizona. We got Duval in the building. Huh? Houston is tapped in. Shout out to Houston. It's cold in Houston. Shit, it's cold in Atlanta. North Las Vegas. Toledo, Ohio. All right. Detroit up in this thing. Colorado in this biatch. Flint. Okay. We got Alabama. It's wet and it's 60 degrees. Hailstones in Ireland. All right. Memphis up in this thing. Yeah, they pressing. They somebody leaning on that heart button. New Bedford in this thing. We got the U.S. Virgin Islands. Yay, and the yay is 75. And in Philly, it was 72 yesterday. But today, you got snow. If that was a person, who would that be? Like, that's somebody with Tourette's. Like, that's like, dude, you know what I mean? 1 minute you one way, the next minute you another. 72, that's short weather. And then it's snowing the next day. That's boot weather. It doesn't make sense. It was 60 degrees and now it's 35. It snowed in Brooklyn today. What are you MIA in the building, Gulfport in the building, 63 degrees in Denver, Colorado. Is it you? No, in Denver, Colorado is 63 degrees and it's snowing in New York. And it's March the 12th. Oakland City, ATL. Oakland City, ATL. Okay, gave another performance. Man, we supposed to get snow tomorrow. Vinton, Louisiana up in this bish. Griffin, all right. Dallas, we got Tampa. We got Calgary, baby London, Stone Mountain, 40 in Memphis. Delaware is 33. It was 80 yesterday with snow. Come on. What the hell? If that was a person, that'd be a kid. Man. Panama City, Florida. Weather changes. Right, them weather changes. 63 in Tulsa. Shreveport. Oh, shit. You got earthquakes in your area? Are they fracking out there? It's 90 in L.A. It's 90 in LA. Okay. 70. Oh, talk your shit. Rochester. Gibson is here. Michigan is here. Melbourne is here. Okay. 60 in South Mississippi. Naptown. They got sunny tornadoes, then back cold. Yeah. They wonder why people be all over the place. God damn it. They wonder why we be all over the place. Snow melted in Toronto this week, looking like spring. Literally, I promise you. I should have took a picture of it, but I didn't know that it was going to switch up so fast. It was literally brown. The grass in my backyard was like brown with a hint of green underneath, right? Like a tint, a green tint, right? Now it's literally green with a brown tint. This happened in a matter of about 2 or 3 days. You know? Shit happened real quick, bro. I'm telling you. So it's all good. You know, we're heading into that summer, into that solar, into those months and whatnot as we move along. All right. So let's get this thing going. Okay. Oh, it's 94 and oh, okay. There you go. Heat it up. Send some of that heat this way to the ATL. We need that, you know. But speaking of the ATL, let's start our story, or let's start Thursday. Let's start our dissertation, our conversation, and our latest installation with news coming out of ATL. So they went ahead and canceled the event at Magic City. We talked about that, I believe, on Monday's show. And then they said, you know what? Not only are we going to cancel the Chicken Wings and Hotties event, the Chicken Wings and Hoes event at Magic City, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit y'all with the Israel Appreciation Day. So check this out.
Make this stuff up. The NBA is replacing Atlanta's Magic City Night with Israel Appreciation Night on March 16th. Here's what Adam Silver had to say. The NBA is meant to be appreciated by adults and children alike. Magic City Night is not the message we want to be pushing towards these children, so we figured why not replace it with something more fitting. Now, if you don't know, Magic City Night is when Atlanta Hawks were going to play Orlando Magic on March 16th, and it was going to be named after the iconic strip club in Atlanta. How fitting for the NBA. Instead, Adam Silver, who is Jewish descent, decided it would be a better time for Israel Appreciation Night. Isn't that convenient? Right in time. What you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, links in my bio. Buy me a coffee so I can keep the content coming. Let's go.
So, Israel Appreciation Night in the NBA instead of some chicken wings and BBLs? I don't know. What would y'all take? What would y'all rather? You see how they trying to drive this bargain? Is this considered the two evils? You ever get IDF or BBLs? Which one? Man. You see how they feast off of the energy, correct? Do you see how they like to spirit cook with the energy? It is all a ritual. They are literally putting their energy harvesting. They are destiny swapping, ladies and gentlemen, right? And keep in mind, this is the NBA that we're speaking about, right? Make no mistake that all of these leagues have a level of quote unquote, these are not just leagues, these are like plantations. All right. These are vehicles of exploitation. You know what I mean? And I don't want to burst anyone's bubble or ruin anybody's fantasy league and whatnot. But these are modern day, quote unquote, machines, plantations, and corporations that have exploited labor, talent, and image and likeness of our people damn near forever. Right? Case in point, story is going viral these days about the emails of one of an employee of Barclays Bank sent to one Jeffrey Epstein, speaking about the influence of Jay-Z and how he accomplished the takeover of quote unquote Brooklyn. And I don't know if people understand how swift that happened. I don't know if people understand how detrimental that was when it happened. I don't think people understand how wide of a door opened up as a result of the Barclays Center's deal in the middle of Brooklyn in what they call the Atlantic Yards. They were spearheaded by Jay-Z. Now, I want to publicly say that our good brother Oba, who was on the show on Tuesday with Blue, they were doing a show about Cuba. Y'all need to go check that out, right? Brother Oba's been saying this. He said it on our platform. He's been saying it on Urban X. I think he's whatever platform he gets on, he publicly chastises Jay-Z specifically about that move that he made with the Barclays Center and the level of sellout, right? And not just the level of sellout, because niggas sell out, right? People sell out. That shit is not that's not a cardinal sin. And we don't co-sign that over here. 100 lashes, possibly guillotine for shit like that, right? Treason is crazy. But the level of what this sellout shit was, this particular infraction, this particular quote unquote move that he made, this is the same person who literally lived about a block away on State Street, and that's the spot that he came up in. He didn't own the building. He had like a loft and whatnot, but it's almost like a landmark, similar to how Biggie's apartment building is sort of a landmark on St. James and Green. Jay-Z shit was kind of a landmark from where he came up, because everybody knew where he lived. You would see the white Lexus parked outside of the spot. Nobody was driving those shits back in those days like that. So, you know, it was a known thing for everybody, right? Right down the block is where the Barclays Center is now, where it sits permanently. He basically broke down the quote unquote shields that the community would have eventually galvanized. The community was so strong at that point because the community had not been fractured. Brooklyn had not been broken up. Brooklyn had not been gentrified. The gentrification in Brooklyn is really criminal when you think about it. It looks good. There's a bunch of ivory towers, that the glass towers that they put up and whatnot, but they literally pushed out a large majority of Brooklynites and literally repopulated it and replaced it in what we call blended Brooklyn. Check this out.
And then jack up the prices. And they used Jay-Z's story to make him the face of the Brooklyn Nets, so white billionaire real estate developers could buy up historically black and working class neighborhoods and then jack up the prices. And it was all admitted in the Epstein files. In February 2014, a Jess Staley, a high-level executive at Barclays Bank, and Barclays might sound a little familiar because it shares the name with the Barclays Center, the home of the Brooklyn Nets, emailed Jeffrey Epstein and he said, "It's all about hip blacks in hip cars with white women. The people that should be in the streets have been bought off by Jay-Z." That's not a conspiracy. That's them actively talking about keeping working class communities docile by using faces that they're familiar with. So what is this billionaire banker referring to? Well, in 2004, billionaire real estate developer Bruce Ratner bought the New Jersey Nets, but not because he liked basketball. He bought them because he wanted to utilize eminent domain laws in New York City, specifically Brooklyn, so that he could not only get subsidized for his project to the tune of $800 million, but avoid $100 million in property tax per year. So Ratner is trying to buy up large portions of historically black and working class neighborhoods in Brooklyn for a real estate development project he called Atlantic Yards. Now he promises if the city gave him this $1 billion in subsidies, then he would offer just over 2,000 units of affordable housing. Now remember, these guys are absolute sickos, so 2,000 units of affordable housing roughly means 1,700 units of housing offered to families that make at least $150,000 a year, which I will tell you was dramatically different than the current demographics of Brooklyn and the areas where the Barclays Center was when Ratner bought the Nets. Anyone that would have seen what was going on would have come to these same conclusions. So how did he avoid the problem? He got Jay-Z to be the face of the project. Jay-Z started making songs about asking LeBron to come to New York and fueling this message that Jay-Z was the hometown hero from the Marcy projects that rose all the way up so that he could buy the Nets and bring Brooklyn a basketball team. But instead, he was just the tool to sell the entire neighborhood off to white billionaires.
And then to top it all off, right, to make matters even worse, to add insult to injury, right? I think this was post-ether. This was post-ether. This was after he got called out by Nas. This was after the ethering, right? He went ahead and did some foul shit like that. Then, to make matters even worse, when the numbers came out, people were under the impression that he had ownership or stake. He did not. He got zero. He didn't even get real equity, fam. He didn't even get 1% of the deal. He was not 1% of an owner in the entire deal. He was only awarded or gifted or given in this deal 0.001%. You know? So yeah, and Brooklyn has never been the same after that. Brooklyn has never been the same after that. Now, Brooklyn went from being regular Brooklyn to the second most expensive place to live outside of I think Manhattan may be in front of it, and then LA or something. But Brooklyn is gone, right? And then that brings to mind the sellout, the warnings that El Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X, gave the people, the warnings that a lot of our quote unquote leaders, the dismissal that Malcolm X gave of the celebrity, right? the dismissal of the celebrity being the mouth of our quote unquote people. The fact that they will go into entertainers the same way that the Jigaboo Vlad does these days, going to entertainers the same way that TMZ does, the same way that the Breakfast Club does, the same way that so many other people do. They go to the entertainers, the ones who are bought and sold, what we will call the glorified help, right? These people have yet to this day, I have not seen one entertainer publicly denounce their quote unquote Jewish business partners, their Zionist ties and whatnot. I have not seen one of them delineate or divest from their handlers and whatnot. I have not seen anyone step away from the quote unquote Hasidims or these Ashkenazis and all of that in lieu and in light of everything that has been revealed and everything that's been going on. I have yet to see near nigga detach themselves from the quote unquote yoke that these people who put these niggas in line, put them into business, signed them up. But by signing them up, they signed them. They took their publishing. They took their name, image, and likeness. They're their business managers. They're their financial managers. They are their lawyers. They are their entertainment lawyers. They are their quote unquote business lawyers. They are intertwined in every single aspect of these people's lives. All of them. Everybody that's contracted, everybody that does business with these corporations and whatnot, right? Especially if you sign to a label, especially if you on Hollywood's budget, especially if you're an athlete and you have something called an owner and a manager, right? You're owned on contract in perpetuity. You can't even say certain things. You got a muzzle on your mouth, fam. You're literally a faucet. You are not free. You cannot do what you want to do. You get phone calls and whatnot. They got more than blackmail on you. They got paperwork on you, family, with your John Hancock on it. You literally signed yourself up for this shit. None of them did that. Okay? None of them did that. Even Ye went back and apologized with his hat in his hand. Right? Let's think about it. Let's really think about it. And then who's even worse are the people who fall under the 501c3, the pastors and the preachers and whatnot. They should be receiving way more backlash. They should be getting questioned every Sunday. They have the audacity to even pop out. Okay? They got a lot of niggas explaining to do. Okay? They will not survive the quote unquote next quote unquote phase that we go in. They will not be the ones who they're not gonna make it. They already have made their bed. We know who they lie with. I have not seen or heard near one of them. Who was the preacher who was speaking out against the genocide that was taking place that mimicked stories in the Bible and whatnot? Them niggas was on zip mode. Zip with the drip. Right? So now we have Pastor Jamal Bryant, who also happens to be affiliated with the we know about him. I know about him personally through the New Black Wall Street, because he had an affiliation with the billionaire Bill Allen, rest in peace, the billionaire owner who made transition, the black billionaire. Bill Allen was linked up with Jamal Bryant when they had that project, and they dropped the ball on that shit. So that's a whole nother story. And Pastor Bryant is out here running around talking about the Target boycott is over. And niggas is like, nigga, you didn't even start the Target. You didn't even start the boycott. You started some ambiguous shit called a Target fast or the Target fast. Fam, what is that? You now you're gonna you took so much. This is the same guy that said sage is from the devil. This is the same goofy whose wife was walking around with a cat suit on, looking like Eartha Kitt, okay, on the blade, going to Bible studies. This is that guy. This is pastor who took over for Eddie Long. Pause, right? That's him. They didn't even sage that church. He talking about sage from the devil. Sir, you took over for Eddie Long. You didn't even sage the church, nigga. You didn't sage the pews. You know what I'm talking about? You got some nerve, Pastor Jamal Bryant. And you out here cloud chasing, talking about the Target boycott is over, and you didn't even start it. Look, that's crazy work. Check this out.
You did not start the Target boycott.
You did.
Child, I can barely speak again, but y'all know when I saw this and I left, when I saw this, this is definitely something I deem as news. With all due respect, Pastor Brian, you did not start the Target boycott. Black women did. Therefore, you cannot end it. Don't you hate it when a man comes in after black women have done all the heavy lifting and acts like they spearheaded some shit and they did it, and therefore they can say, you know, okay, they've paid these organizations. Mine allegedly is one of them too. And so that's enough. So that's enough. Whatever these three out of four things you got that you decided were enough for people to go back and shop at Target, you're not a black woman, sir. You're not. We're the ones that made Target what Target is. We gave it that name. We made it a safe space for you to come on Saturdays to walk around and browse and spend money that you shouldn't have on shit you don't need and go to Starbucks back before we knew they were genocide bucks. And so, no, you can't say when it ends. We can. And quite frankly, I ain't never going back to Target, because unless Target told you they about to give 300,000 women, the 300,000 plus and counting black women who lost their jobs because of DEI rollbacks in this country, 6-figure or more jobs, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't care about all this money you talking about they done sprung around, because where it's at?
Where's that, man? You know? Jamal Bryant butting his nose in again on people business, man. Swagger jacking movements and whatnot. There's too much of that going on. Some other people want to talk to Jamal.
So confused. The national Target boycott did not end.
Somebody want to talk to
Confused. The national Target boycott did not end. So why are all these outlets saying that it did? Let's back up a little bit. A quick Google search will show you 2 different things started last year. A 40-day Target fast started on March 5th, which was Ash Wednesday. It galvanized the clergy and church community to boycott Target. The national Target boycott started a month earlier, on February 1st, and has continued without interruption. So the leader of the 40-day fast that ended last April said he's now ending the boycott too.
We have not been able to get all that we have desired, but I am grateful for the strides that we have made.
Yo, this Negro with this nigga in his ears got some nerve. You see, with a straight face, he's just standing up there like he literally, bro, and come to find out you didn't even start it, and you're literally having press conferences about ending shit. That's what I said. These are some dangerous sellouts, y'all. These are some weird sellouts, bro. They have some real
We have
nerve.
not been able to get all that we have desired, but I am grateful for the strides that we have made.
But the 3 founders in Minnesota, where Target is headquartered and where the national Target boycott started, say they're still holding the line.
Don't be fooled. The Target boycott continues. It continues because the demands have yet to be met, and it continues because we are winning.
So the national Target boycott started on February 1st in Minneapolis by Nikema, Jaylani, and Monique. Then a month later, the 40-day Target fast started on March 5th by Pastor Jamal, who is the one now calling for the end of the boycott. But the question remains, how can you end something you admitted you didn't start?
Y'all not gonna like this, but it's things that make you go, And Nikema Levi Armstrong, for historical record, is the one who started the Target boycott. She called for accountability for this Fortune 500 company in the city that Target is located in. The same company that is harboring ICE agents, who is using their parking lots for them to set up. The same organization that pledged $2 billion and still have not turned over the receipts. The same company who the day after the inauguration.
It's not because he don't got the MLK cadence, but it's not even giving pastor. It's not even giving pasta. This nigga got on a Timu rugby. It's not even the rugby though. It's just not giving pastor, bro. There's something missing. Is it just me? There's something missing. I would rather AR Eddie Long. Pause. I don't know. There's something missing, bro. It's just not giving pastor.
Of President Donald John Trump withdrew its position on diversity, equity, and inclusion, and she's the first one they get arrested. Super bad sister.
Yeah, I think he heard me talking about him. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, I think he heard me because those ears right there.
Second shift. And I saw a lot of crazy shit.
Them ears right there.
So Iran just hit Amazon.
Let's cut the bullshit. The whole
All right, let's see.
How did two Nigerian
All right. Yeah, let me see. All right, Mr. Jamal, we'll get back to you in another time. Let's check this out right here.
Professor of Communication Studies at Morgan State. New term alert, the Vernon Doctrine of Black Media Avoidance. The Vernon Doctrine of Black Media Avoidance is a concept developed by Dr. Jared Ball, a professor of communication studies at Morgan State University. It argues that no oppressed group, but particularly black people, should look to mass-produced media created under capitalism and white supremacy to find authentic representation of themselves. The doctrine holds that all mass media, no matter how well-intentioned, carries built-in distortions. Why? Because in order for any creator to access a large platform, compromises with the existing power structure are inevitable. Those compromises don't just disappear, they get embedded into the final product, shaping the stories that get told and how they get told. Now, the part that makes it tricky is that the more talented the creator, the harder those compromises are to spot. A less skilled filmmaker might produce something where the distortions are obvious, stereotypes, questionable jokes, narratives that just feel off. But when you're dealing with a highly talented creator, the art is so compelling that you might not even notice when it's being conceded. Now, the Vernon Doctrine isn't saying never watch black media. What it's saying is never go into it expecting to see yourself authentically reflected. Be aware that what you're consuming has been filtered through systems that were never designed to represent you honestly. And if you're not conscious of that, you risk walking away with messages and ideas about yourself that were shaped by forces working against your interests. I learned about this by watching FD Signifier on YouTube, and I highly recommend his channel and his video essays. But this concept doesn't just apply to movies and TV. I see the Vernon Doctrine playing out in spaces much closer to my own work. In part 2, we're going to talk about what happens when this same dynamic shows up in academic publishing, and why black scholars have been dealing with their own version of this for a long time. I'm Dr. Van, here to help you understand a critical analysis of popular media is never about to let the master's tools dismantle the master's house.
One of the reasons that we know that the preachers are full of shit, right, is that the churches collectively could have stepped up and been a powerful arm of black media if they even cared about black people. That would have been one of the first investments that they could have made as a collective. Really just taxes collected from the churches every Sunday and whatnot would literally fund multiple media empires, especially now with the democratization of media where it stands, new media and whatnot. So these churches literally could be both the funding and they could be the quote unquote they could be the managerial arm of a media empire, because most of the attendants of the church, I'm sure, would have the skill set that it takes to run some things like that. So there's so many things that would be done if these people were not working against their own people. There's so many things that would be done if these individuals were not full of shit and playing in people's face. There's so many things that would be done if there was an accounting system, like if these ledgers were on the blockchain, like if these churches had some oversight and people were literally quote unquote auditing them every Sunday. Then we will see something, because there's gonna have to become there's gonna have to take. I'm not even in the church. I'm not even really ever gonna step in that bitch. But I know to have some type of functionality in our community moving forward, they're going to have to begin to function. And when they do start to function, they're going to be very effective and whatnot. But my generation hasn't even seen a functional black church. Literally, my father's his generation may have witnessed it when they were functional before they got infiltrated, but I never saw that shit. I'm not even just talking about the black church. I'm talking about the black everything, the black synagogue, the black mosque. I haven't seen it really functioning in a healthy manner where it's literally building up some shit and it's literally creating new opportunities like jobs and gentrifying their own neighborhood. Do you know how many job opportunities each one of these churches should have available every Sunday, and then every Monday after they collect them damn tithes? They could function. They could open up their community center and have about 100 laptops to 50 laptops to 20 laptops inside of there, and then offer their patrons the opportunity to come inside of a workspace, right, inside of the community center that may not be used, the same place where you eat the chicken and the fried fish and the collards and the mac and cheese and shit like that. Yeah, that could be turned into a workspace, or there could be some type of community center or some type of room. Those computers will be equipped with some forms of apps and whatnot, and then your people could get money, your people could work, your people could come in, and they literally could have you could turn that into a workspace. They could sign up to Fiverr, they could sign up to Upscale, they could sign up to freelancer.com. They could tap into the gig economy right there, or they could begin to build websites right there, or they could create mobile apps right there, right? It don't have none of, or they could do some shit in the name of Jesus. They could be, the church's warriors, and tap into social media, create 100 pages in the name of Christ. Anything. They're not doing nothing. They're not doing a goddamn thing. So the shit is it's dysfunctional. It's not functioning. And the more things that don't function in our community, the more detriment. The strip clubs do not function as a functional apparatus. If it were fixed, if that system were fixed, it would be a generator of a lot of currency, of a lot of quote unquote investment and whatnot. What about an investment fund from strippers? Yeah, like a strippers BlackRock. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, because they're getting the investment capital. They have they have the liquid. They're getting pumped up with cash every night. Why are they not investing in any type of building projects? Why do they not have some type of investment funds to invest in? I thought they was trying to make it through school and whatnot. So the ones that made it to school, why don't they have an investment fund to reach back? There's a loop that should be created. There's no loop in places like Atlanta where they're mad at the brother D1. They're giving him all of these threats and whatnot. Oh, they're saying he's a hater because he said that he was the one that called up Adam Silverstein and got that shit canceled. He was like, yeah, I was the granny making those phone calls, and me and my people, we blew up the lines and whatnot. But while that's a little extreme, my thing is this: when people say that the streets is dead, when that conversation was being had about the streets, stripper culture is part of that. Whole culture is a part of that. Drug dealer culture is a part of that. All of that shit, that cartel shit, your niggas is running around. All of that is a part of the streets is dead. The mentality, it dies. And the mentality has been keeping melanated people in poverty for far too long. When ye are rich, our people have what it takes to pull themselves up out of their situation, right? especially right now while the dollar still has somewhat of some strength left to it. And millions of dollars daily get burnt away. Niggas are still blowing money fast. They have a backwards, a vicious, of an extremely detrimental and an extremely backwards mind state on how to spend. It is all about depreciating value. It's a fucking trap. It's literally trap music. It's the trap music done got niggas in the trap to where their mentality is trapped on how to properly put their finances and their energy in a place where it's going to serve a purpose. Because none of that shit that y'all was running around spending money on has no service in 2026. What has appreciated, y'all? I'll wait because there's a delay. What has appreciated that the streets, right? AKA these niggas, right? What has appreciated with the nigga investment? I'll wait. And while I wait, I want to remind you that them chicken wings that niggas was talking about going to eat came from Purdue. Okay? Purdue. Check it out.
Second shift. And I saw a lot of crazy shit. You go to work drunk. You could.
And Tyson. The motherfucking chicken wings is drunk. Let's go.
I worked second shift. And I saw a lot of crazy shit. You go to work drunk. You could go to work drunk off your ass. Everybody there except the older people were drunk. Yes. Down to the meat. I knew I wasn't going to work there for long when I told that little dumbass supervisor, he was younger than me. When I started working at Tyson, I was 23 years old. My supervisor was younger than me, so you know he was stupid as fuck. Anyway, I told him the meat was green and yellow and pussy and it had holes in it, like deep holes. That's cancer. So when we showed that to our supervisor, I was like, run it anyway. If you got cancer and you ate McDonald's or wherever Tyson Foods distributed meat regularly, it was probably the motherfucking meat. I ain't lying. I said, oh, fuck. And then when it come out them big ass cans, and I worked where you had to push the shit in this big ass blender and push it on down the line. It was motherfucking terrible. It got so bad, McDonald's was sending the shit back. If you eat at McDonald's now, your stomach should feel a little bit better. Because when I worked there years ago, McDonald's was sending the meat back because the meat was smelling horrible and it was terrible. But that's just some of the shit that I've seen. I've been waiting to expose Tyson. We can make this a series if you want to, but we're going to start here. This part 1.
So what did people say that they got? They got new weed. They got grape juice, coffins, funeral homes, etc. The only thing I could think of is gold. All of them hoes would make great plumbers and carpenters. They got Prada. We get chicken wings. Black churches average 12 to 13 billion a year. And all of us ain't religious, right? They pulling in 13 to 12 to 13 off of the backs of niggas, grannies and aunties and all of that. And all of us ain't even up in there. So imagine rocking people to sleep about they finna see heaven when they die and whatnot. You know? Shit is real out here. Shit is definitely real out here. But let us continue. Check this shit out.
Says he just got his real nigga wake up call, like I like to say. They thought they were exempt. I guess they forgot about JFK. So once the Charlie Kirk thing happened, they got that wake up call. Like, hold on, we not untouchable. They thought they was untouchable. They thought they was only stomping down on niggas. And now they not even hiding it no more. They stomping down on everybody. So it went from F niggas to, oh man, it's the Jews, it's the Jews. But when niggas was saying, hey, this is what the government owns since the beginning of time, since the government treated them just a little bit better than us, they said we was playing a race card. They playing the biggest race card that there is to play. And now they want the help of the same community they've been downing for the last 2-3 years. As long as that engagement was up and them dollars was coming in, they wasn't tripping on uniting with niggas. Now that, oh, we might got to go to war. Hold on, ain't you a 30-year-old virgin? Oh, yeah, you good, front line.
You ain't got no kids.
Dropped his gay ass, send him over there. Exactly. Now he's spooked. Hey, let's come together. Nah, stay over there, nigga.
So for me, it just goes back to how we talked about Christine Noem earlier.
Yeah.
It's all about power and prestige when it comes to politics. Like, you know what's going on in here is foul, but you don't care because it's benefiting you. And so when I look at someone like Charlie Kirk, not to call him a martyr, because I definitely don't believe or anything that he stood on, but I do know that he spoke out against Israel and how the government on both sides of the party supported Israel. And all of a sudden, boom, he's killed. And so like now Nick Fuentes, he's seeing that same thing. And now all of a sudden he wants to come to the black people to try to start this Rainbow Coalition stuff. But the only reason why he's able to do it is because first, what I'm starting to see within the black communities, we're doing it within ourselves. So you can have someone who has our skin color, talks bad about us like a damn coon, and then next thing you know, he could pop up and just act like he's cool and he's going to get a pass. And so it's like whenever we see this stuff, like I said, we have to be able to call it out and weed it out. You know what I mean? Because if we can't clean our own house, the people that's on the outside, they're going to be able to do the same thing. That's infrastructure. You know, they're going to come and infiltrate our culture. And so, yeah, we have to call out Nick Fuentes, but we also have to call out the other people who are culture vultures who actually look like us.
Let's see what Nick had to say. Let's see what let's see the video they talking about with Nick.
As far as I'm concerned, the immigration issue is over. I know that's controversial. I know you don't like to hear that. And I know what people are going to say. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a dead issue. Maybe there was a time when we could have stopped it. Maybe there was a time when we could have built a wall and deported everybody, but that time has surely passed. And Trump blew it. Trump blew it both times. We had a chance if they got it together in 16, they could have built the wall. They could have deported a bunch of people. They didn't. We had our one last chance. We had one last shake in 24. He got elected in the popular vote. For whatever reason, it's cultural, it's the pendulum, whatever you want to say. He got back in even with Hispanics. And he made it a poisonous issue. And now I don't know that it's ever going to go back in the other direction. I don't know that that'll ever happen. And even if it does, it's almost too late. It's almost too late. The damage has been done. It's set in. And now we have to change how we think about the issue. That old America, heritage America, sorry, it is dead. I know people don't like to hear that. America's not going to be a Norman Rockwell painting. We're not going to be a republic, not an empire. It's done. It's done, and we lost. Okay, you had 30 years to get your act together between Pat Buchanan and Donald Trump and Ann Coulter and all these different nativist groups, and it just never materialized.
Keyword nativist. He says this a lot. Nativist. All right. Let's begin to go into that word because they see themselves as nativists, right? When they're really aliens. But listen to him capitulate. Remember, this is a Spanish, right? He's one of those Spaniards that I saw when I went into Latin. This is a Spaniard. This would be a Bad Bunny right here, right? He has Mexican heritage, and he's also cosplaying this whole white thing, okay?
And I think that's finished. And I think that now what we're playing for is to regain control over our empire, to try to improve the quality of life within the empire, to try to ameliorate the worst effects of diversity. Honestly, I think it's time for a little dose of reality. Because at this point, I'm gonna say something else you're not gonna like. Immigration is becoming one of these issues that is used almost exclusively just to trick white people. It is the MacGuffin. It is this thing that we are always chasing, always trying to get, always elusive. We're ignoring everything else in pursuit of this thing that we're just never gonna get. And so, for example, Trump brought with him in this administration all these corporate raiders and cronies and plutocrats. He brought with him all the oligarchs and the Zionists and Jared Kushner and wars for Israel and digital currency and Palantir coming in on the heels of Doge, all these different things, they're so bad. It's like we're going to not have privacy. We're not going to have a Fourth Amendment. The military is banning Anthropic because they want to militarize ChatGPT. We're at war with Iran. You got this big, beautiful bill, which is a monstrosity. We're moving towards digital currency. Tether is in the White House. You got the shit coins being sold by the Trump family. So many horrible things have been unleashed, and all of you white nativists are willing to take it all, swallow it all, because you say, well, as long as we're doing something about immigration. And you go, are we doing anything about immigration? What are we doing about immigration? Is it really worth it? They go, well, anything is going to help. No, I don't think it is. I mean, at a certain point, you have diminishing returns. You have a concept of marginal utility. If you got 50 million illegals, no, I'm sorry. Deporting 400,000 doesn't do a damn thing. We have 30, 40 million illegals. We're bringing in millions of legal immigrants. What we're playing for is to remove 300,000 people per year, that we're going to kill everything else on that basis. War with Iran, big beautiful bill, no restrictions on AI, all of that for 200,000 deportations. And you're seriously going to tell yourself every little bit counts? That's delusional. That's totally insane. And it doesn't even matter, because in 4 years, eventually, we're going to get another Democrat, and they're just going to undo everything we did 1,000-fold, like what Biden did. So
you see the Hegelian in their dialect, right? Remember when Obama was the president, white men through the ages of 35 to 55 were dying of deaths of despair. What is a death of despair, Red? Deaths of despair, drinking yourself to death, right? Deaths of despair, heart attacks, cardiac arrest, all of these despair-like deaths. They were leading. Why were they leading in that? Because a black man was the president, and they were feeling like it was all over. The man who came and galvanized them was Donald Trump, right? So the conversation that he's having with them right now, right, in this video, is he's giving them the despair talk again. He's bringing them back into their despair. So he's bringing them into a place where they're going to be tricked. That's almost triggering them. It's triggering their fragility. It's triggering their quote unquote their what Dr. Francis Cress Welsing pointed out in the recessive gene. That's why they talk about this replacement theory. They don't want to, they don't want to have too many colorful people around them. That's a goddamn lie. The majority of the places that they colonize, they're always the minority. Don't let them play with you. Don't let them lie to you. These nativists, they act like they have a claim to this land that they stole. So that we don't even want to have that conversation. They're beginning to lose sleep because they're seeing the galvanization of movements that are going to completely dispute their claims. It's going to make their claims seem moot, especially if you put it up against any type of unbiased legal apparatus like AI. Like if the AI was unbiased and we went to court against the nativists and we were the indigenous, they would lose. There would be no way that they can claim the land. There would be no way that they could claim anything. They would actually have to pay reparations. They would have to give back a lot of shit. So they're having an existential threat where they're beginning to get a little bit of nervous. The AI is very rogue at this point. You don't really know what it might break out and do, but it does have the quote unquote ability to break out and do some shit against the people who they feel are causing some of the issues or it's unpredictable at this point. Let us continue with this Nick Fuentes. Remember, I called it out when Nick Fuentes and Candace Owen, Bandis Owens, and all of them were at the top of the media attention pyramid in the attention economy. There was a time where they were at the top of it. They are not at the top of that pyramid anymore. Okay, they are not at the top of that pyramid. Bandis Owens, I don't really even know what she's doing, but the appeal that she has, it is nothing compared to the appeal that she had when she had people under that spell, when she was casting her spell and whatnot. And then also Nick Fuentes, he's lost a lot of his luster because people are completely seeing through his facade. They're seeing him as the agent and the triple agent that he is, right? And he went full Epstein, and he's gone full MAGA. As much as he tries to hide it still, these people don't have nowhere to go. Once all of their statues get toppled, once every single hero or tree that they're hiding behind gets cut down, the emperor has no clothes. They start to self-destruct. They start to fall on swords and whatnot. Henceforth, while he's out there triggering white men's anxiety and they're going to start popping off, that's how he's going to activate those sleeper cells. Even today, all around America, they had a bunch of sleeper cells getting activated and whatnot. This conversation that he's having with white people on his channel, and white men in particular, incels and men with white fragility and scary white folks, this is not to empower them. This is not to invigorate them. This is not to encourage them to wave the white flag. This is to radicalize them.
Being perfectly honest with you, and again, you're not going to like this, but you need to hear it. So much of the nativist politics, it really is a race hustle. It really is. And it doesn't mean that I don't believe in it. I think immigration is ruinous. It is terrible. It has objectively destroyed our quality of life. It has alienated us within our own country. It is a disaster. And if I could wave a magic wand and undo it, I would do that in a second. I do think that this is a white country. I do think this flowered from European civilization. I wish it was still that way. Okay? With that being said, these issues are being used to get us angry. These issues are being dangled in front of us, always out of reach, no intention of following through, so they can distract us and get us angry so that we will not pay attention to and ignore everything else. And then in the end, we don't even get what we're promised. That is what it feels like to me.
This is what it really is, y'all.
Men who are convicted. Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there. Strong men who are convicted. Oh, be good leaders, good husbands, good fathers like mine. We need that. I'm just so grateful to God that you guys are a part of this family. So God bless you guys. God bless you.
Today, I'm signing a proclamation formalizing my administration's support for Turning Point and their Club America program. This proclamation encourages every Arkansas high school and college to engage in civic discourse by starting a Club America or Turning Point USA chapter.
Did you just hear that shit? Mike Huckabee's daughter looked like his son, but her name is Sarah, right? This chick who used to work for Trump, first term and whatnot. Sarah Huckabee with the thick neck. She just said that she's the governor now of Arkansas. And she just said that she is going to mandate through proclamation that the schools, all of the schools, I mean, I'm assuming that they got Negroes and melanated folks out there as well. They're going to be mandated to be disruptors in the name of Charlie Kirk's and Erica Kirk. That was America Kirk up there talking, and they're Turning Point USA, which is not a part of the government.
Club America program. This proclamation encourages every Arkansas high school and college to engage in civic discourse by starting a Club America.
Civil, not debates, not research, civic discourse, ladies and gentlemen.
For Turning Point USA chapter.
These are the people that they want our people to go fight for. And this is the government that they want our children and everything to take serious. Check this shit out.
Some news right now. The White House is posting a Wii Sports rendering of the war in Iran. They're using Wii Sports, as you can see right behind me, as a way to promote this war in Iran. I'm very serious, and it comes as Donald Trump is threatening the Iranian national soccer team as well. As you can see, this is a video posted to the White House account. They're using Wii Sports, boxing, baseball, soccer, whatever, and then retrofitting it with actual videos of actual strikes in the war. And while families of service members are upset because this is minimizing what's happening overseas where Americans are literally dying. And when you talk about sports, Donald Trump is now issuing a veiled threat to the Iranian national soccer team, saying that they're welcome to the World Cup in the United States, North America, but I don't really believe it is appropriate that they be there for their own life and safety, threatening the inaugural winner of the FIFA Peace Prize is now threatening a FIFA World Cup soccer team. Spread the word, follow for more.
That's why I said they're going to mess FIFA up. They got to, keep in mind, FIFA is on the way. And if this whole situation keep going on, that the FIFA shit is going to be completely compromised. Just the fact that he's threatening a FIFA team is now injecting some type of poison and toxicity, and that's going to have somewhat of a ripple effect, right? So these are the same people. So it's shit like that audience in Arkansas, the Mormons and all of these people in Utah and all of that. I guess these videos are to hype them up. That would be the only demographics that I would see gets a kick out of some stupid shit like this. Okay. That would definitely be, because black kids ain't going for no dumb shit like that. This is not for the hood. The trenches ain't like they, I would hope, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. They are kind of goofy and whatnot. But yeah. This is what the White House is posting. This is what the American president is posting on his accounts, bro. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they in the hood trying to get shout out to the hood for standing down and not falling for the okie doke. I hope they don't. But check this out.
This man right here must be lost. He over here trying to recruit us for the war. Recruiting us for the 2026 war. I tell you, listen, sir. Maybe before the pandemic, you would have had us. Maybe me. I would hold the door too for you. But right now, don't come over here bothering our people. Hey, tell him to go. Hey, UT right over there with them little active HGH Avenue white boy. Them bitches on the Ritalin and the Adderall. Go with them crackers at. This a cracker war. This ain't a nigga war. If I want him, come on your block talking about it. Do you want to know? This is a crack. This ain't your war, boy. Pigmentation. What this shit? Melon. We got melon. This not a melon field war. It's an unless melon field war. Cracker war. See you.
Melon. Oh, that's a meme right there.
If I want him, come on your block talking about it. Do you want to know? This is a crack. This ain't your war, boy. Pigmentation. What this shit? Melon. We got melon.
Pigmentation. We got melon. We got melon. We got. I'm gonna go on TikTok and see how many people redid that because that audio gonna go viral. That's out of here. That's out of here. There's gonna be 1,000 fucking TikToks of this. I already know it's already 1,000. It's gonna be 1,000 a minute being made.
Pigmentation. What this shit? Melon. We got melon. This not a melon-filled war. It's an unless melon-filled war. Cracker war.
Good talking to y'all, boys.
See you later, alligator.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Pack them boys up. This ain't going like it used to go.
Recruiting us for the 2026 war.
You know, we ain't falling for the okie doke. Y'all ain't gonna come in no barbershops and get up out of there and all of that. Rock us to sleep with these fake ass stories. Nah, it's melon. There's a cracker war.
Recruiting us for the 2026 war. I tell you, listen, sir. Maybe before the pandemic, you would have had us. Maybe me. I would hold the door too for you. But right now, don't come over here bothering our people. Hey, tell him to go. Hey, UT right over there with them little active J.A.S.O.N white boy. Them bitches on the railing and the AFRO. Go with them crackers at. This a cracker war. This ain't a nigga war. If I want him, come on your block talking about it. Do you want to know? This is a crack. This ain't your war, boy. Pigmentation. What this shit? Melon. We got melon. This not a melon-filled war. It's an unless melon-filled war. Cracker war.
A team! Sean! We're going to war, soldier! Well, you are, not me. It's time to get boots on the ground!
It's Jeffrey's War. Are you a pathetic gooner looking for love?
Aren't we all? Well, we've got plenty of ladies.
And they're just waiting for liberation.
All you have to do is beat our challenge.
It's time to roll the die on your lives!
Let's see what these boys won. It's crippling PTSD and higher gas prices.
A brand new luxury casket. You answered C, and you are correct. Do you have what it takes to play with Jeff Correct?
We want you to play Jeffrey's War. Your local TV listings.
Jeffrey. We got a Jeffrey show coming up. We done put a whole bunch of research together. We got a Jeffrey show coming up that's gonna blow your heels. Look out for that. That's coming very, very soon. All right, check this out.
Bullshit. The whole Iran war talk, it's all a distraction. The Epstein files say that if Trump gets cornered, he starts a war with Iran. That's in the documents. It's not me saying it. And now, the FBI just warned California cops that Iran's gonna hit the West Coast with drones. ABC News says so. A retaliation for U.S. attacks.
The FBI issued a warning to police departments in California that Iran allegedly aspired to launch drones at the state just last month. What do you make of this? Should we be worried?
You should always be concerned. You should be worried. They have kidnapping plots that they've employed in the United States. Several suspects have been arrested and convicted.
Bullshit. They're setting it up. False flag.
Assassination plots against the president. Certainly so. When you're dealing with Iran, they employ terrorism around the world.
They want you scared. They want you blaming Iranians, who've never once attacked Americans. Not once. Not a single soldier, not a single civilian, but over 180 schoolgirls? That's real. Hit with a Tomahawk missile. U.S. missiles. And they're telling you that this is coming. America's going to suffer from terrorism. That's the script. So when it happens, you're going to point to Iran. You're going to demand war. You're going to send your sons and daughters to die for Israel, for Netanyahu, for Epstein's cover-up. And I'm not fucking dying for Israel to protect pedophiles. Wake up.
There's some major news right now. A British tourist was arrested yesterday.
My guy. Real quick.
A team! Sean! We're going to war, soldier! Well, you are, not me. It's time to get boots on the ground!
It's Jeffrey's War. Are you a pathetic gooner looking for love?
Aren't we all? Well, we've got plenty of ladies.
and they're just waiting for liberation. All you have to do is beat our challenge. It's time to roll the die on your lives.
Let's see what these boys won. It's crippling PTSD and higher gas prices.
And just hit Amazon's data centers, and I need you to understand why that matters more than the missiles flying. 3 Amazon Web Services facilities are offline right now. 2 in UAE, 1 in Bahrain, and these were taken out by drone strikes. Amazon confirmed the damage themselves. These aren't warehouses, these are cloud computing centers that run websites, banking apps, business software, and the digital infrastructure behind millions and millions of people. Now, most Americans don't know a massive amount of information around global internet traffic routes through the Middle East. But when data centers go down, services slow or completely fail. Financial transactions break. Supply chain systems go offline. Businesses grind to a halt. There's over 1,000 dead in Iran. US embassies are closing in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait. The Dow, it just dropped 1,000 points, and gas has jumped 12 cents in the last day. It's the biggest spike in 4 years. Hezbollah is constantly launching rockets. France just deployed an aircraft carrier. Your gas, your groceries, your electricity, and now the digital infrastructure is being attacked. Literally every system you depend on is being affected by this war right now, 7,000 miles away. And the question I asked 2 weeks ago, are you ready? Is your family ready? Hit the like button to watch more of our videos where we talk about how to get your family ready today. Stay sovereign, friends.
Stay sovereign, friends. Stay sovereign, friends.
How did 2 Nigerian founders in their...
Okay.
So did y'all know that up to 30% of enslaved people...
We have some news right now. The White House is posting a Wii Sports.
There's some major news right now. A British tourist was arrested yesterday.
Your news right now, a British tourist was arrested yesterday in Dubai for simply filming the missiles coming in from Iran. This, meanwhile, the entire city of Dubai and Abu Dhabi are ghost towns.
But it is pretty dead, I can't lie. There is literally nobody here. Like, guys, there's no one here. Alex is in this building now. But usually the beaches are full of people. Is that...
And the reason is, look here at the airport in Dubai. All these people are leaving. So Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, and all of the Gulf states are seeing a mass exodus of their #1 export or import, whatever you want to call it, which is tourism. And now that is all gone. The war in Iran is going to absolutely devastate these Gulf nations, especially the United Arab Emirates, because they signed a peace treaty with Israel and became partners in the war against Iran. Now they're going to suffer the consequences. And guys, the social media platforms are trying to suppress this type of knowledge and information. So please do me a favor, hit that follow button, share button, and comment however you feel down in the comment section to help push this video out to more people.
So check this out. A little bit of history, y'all.
Y'all know that up to 30%...
To put things into perspective, just a little bit of history real quick.
So did y'all know that up to 30% of enslaved people in the Americas were Muslim? Or that one of the largest slave revolts in history happened during Ramadan? Now this is the case because long before the transatlantic slave trade, Islam was thriving across North and West Africa. It was introduced as early as the 8th century through traders, scholars, conquerors, and clerics. And powerful empires in places like modern-day Mali and Ghana embraced the religion, building up cities like Timbuktu, which became a global center of Quranic education and scholarship. But to be clear, the rise of Islam in Africa also intersected with systems of slavery. And although it was separate from the transatlantic slave trade that was led by European powers, for hundreds of years Muslim elites would capture and sell enslaved people, sometimes feeding them into the transatlantic slave trade. But out of the enslaved African Muslims that did survive this erasure, one of the most remarkable is Omar ibn Said. Now, he was a Fulani scholar in Senegal who was enslaved in North Carolina in the early 1800s. and despite being forced to publicly adopt Christianity, he secretly held on to his Islamic faith. He wrote in Arabic, quoted the Quran, and left behind documents that still exist today. Now, another extremely interesting story is the Malay Revolt, which took place in Salvador, Brazil in 1835. Now, this revolt was led by Yoruba Muslims and was specifically planned to occur during Ramadan, as members were at a heightened spiritual state because they were already fasting and gathering in secret. The rebels used Arabic to communicate, wore traditional Islamic clothing, and even carried Quranic amulets for protection. They wanted to overthrow the government, abolish slavery, and create a society where they could freely practice Islam. Now, unfortunately, that revolt was suppressed, and over time, slaveholders did everything that they could to erase any form of identity that can empower enslaved people. This meant that literacy in Arabic, religious knowledge, and African cultural practices were forbidden because they could be seen as threats. And this erasure, of course, feeds into a dangerous myth that enslaved Africans had no culture, no religion, and no resistance. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, and if you want to learn more, check out my Substack newsletter at historycan'thide.com, or if you're on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. Let us keep it moving. We're going to close this one out with our good friend, a friend to the show who needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Chocolate Godiva.
So I was getting ready to, organize my stuff for the day, some of the information. I'm literally just going through everything. And I said, let me just check in on the most recent stuff that's coming down the pipeline, because obviously I want to make sure I give y'all like the real teas and the kikis or whatever the case may be. So boom, I'm looking down the pipeline. And let me just go ahead and get y'all updated from some of the stuff that was going on yesterday, okay? So basically in the past few days, it's been quite literally Armageddon in Israel. The way Iran and Hezbollah is putting a smack down on them is insane to me. Well, not really, because I did warn y'all that this shit would happen. Anyways, so boom. What ended up happening was Donald Trump, Donnie and them is talking about, oh yeah, we're going to end the war, we're going to do this, that, and third. Like just promising a bunch of nothing, just a bunch of sweet things, whispering a bunch of sweet things in everybody's ear and can't deliver shit, okay? His word ain't worth nothing but a hole in a motherfucking penny. So boom, Iran basically gets up on the microphone and was like, ain't shit stopping, ain't gonna be no end to no motherfucking war. I don't know what the hell you talking about, but you can't just be outside starting shit, throwing up gang signs and shit, fighting in the air and pointing your missiles at everybody and thinking that you can just call a ceasefire whenever you please. Bitch, ain't gonna be no end to the war. And guess what? If Palestine ain't free, ain't shit stopping, ho. Because now I'm mad. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm going to take it way too fucking far. You understand what I'm saying? The one motherfucker that was willing to actually have a ceasefire or negotiate with you, yeah, you just got him the fuck up out of here. It's my turn. My turn. So basically, Lil KK, which is Kanemi's son, yeah, the new Ayatollah, he basically said ain't shit stopping. And Palestine gonna be free. That's what he said. Sister, I swear to God, that's what he said. Who am I to lie? Why would I lie? He said if Palestine ain't free, and if y'all don't get all your asses all the way, and I mean all of Palestine. I'm not talking about Gaza. I never said Gaza. I said Palestine. All of Palestine. Which means y'all gotta pack y'all shit and get the fuck up out of there. Otherwise, all y'all motherfuckers get wiped up off this planet. And I mean that from the bottom of my soul. From the depths of my soul. I need y'all to fuck gone. ASAP. That's yesterday as soon as possible. Right. So, boom. Then this other stuff started happening yesterday. The Israeli Defense Forces, the head of the Israeli Defense Forces, Israel Katz, did a live, or he pre-recorded and then pushed it out live, right? Broadcast. Because Israel, the top people inside of the cabinet, they can't do no live broadcast, because when you do a live broadcast, it creates a specific signal that can be piggybacked on. And Iran has some of the world's best hackers, so even if you have a strong firewall, they're going to break through your shit and they will track your location. Again, Gaddafi did tell y'all way back 2 years ago, all them folks that was dancing and crip walking and that was Millie rocking and shit on hilltops inside of Gaza, them soldiers. I was like, I don't know why y'all doing that, because Hamas got really good hackers and they gonna find your locations and stuff. Even though you think that you got your location services off, that don't mean that the signal doesn't exist. It means that you manually turned it off on your end, but it can still be turned on the back end. You get what I'm saying? They can still track you. It still has a GPS tracker. It can be turned on without your knowledge. I need you to know that. I need you to know that it still has to bounce off of towers, which leaves a digital footprint. So basically they can't do that right now because it's going to leave a digital footprint of their exact longitude and latitude. Stick with me. So they posting videos and everybody start to peep like, wait a minute, hold up, something right. What's wrong with this picture? Where's Benjamin Netanyahu? Because it's been a lot of rumors of that he basically gone, like he done gone in glory. Where is he at? It's been like 6 days and ain't nobody heard nothing from him. They was like, we dropped the video. It was AI. We ran through Grok and Grok told us that shit was AI. So where is he at? Grilla. So now the Israelis that are inside of the bunkers are all going crazy because they fighting each other. The one is on one side basically saying like, just let the man do his job. The other's on the other side saying, fuck that, no fuck that. Because bitch, he got us up in these bunkers. We told him not to do this shit and he did it anyways. And look at where we at right now. So basically it's looking like the day after tomorrow inside of Israel right now, and they pissed. They getting them live broadcasts and they see there's a lot of fugazi weird bullshit going on. Something's going down and they mad as shit on the ground because they like, y'all motherfuckers not being honest with us. We're getting blown the fuck up in these damn shelters. They are becoming tombs. By the time y'all come and get us out of here, y'all gonna be tomb raiding. You get what I'm saying? Like these are carcasses, literal carcasses. And the only ones that are surviving right now are the ones that they told couldn't have. And bitch, what did I tell you? The only ones that are making it through right now are the ones that they told could not come in those bunkers. Ain't that about a bitch? Strategically, they are not hitting the places and spaces that the people who was excluded from the bunkers, from the shelters. They're not hitting those places. They're directly hitting buildings with shelters on top of them. Girl, let me tell you, okay? Now, if that ain't enough, remember, it was just a couple days ago where the United States and Israel decided to go ahead and start bombing the banks in Iran, basically trying to hit their finance sector, right? Try to destroy their shit. So Iran responded back, started doing the same shit. Yesterday, bitch, tell me why they hit the whole stock exchange center. Fuck the whole stock exchange. The money is done. At this point, they fucking all their money up. They fucking it up. The Strait of Hormuz is still closed. France, that's another thing. Speaking of money, France, a bitch that ain't got none, decided she wanted to get Macron wanted to get on his motherfucking microphone early this morning. We won't stand for this. You need to open the Strait of Hormuz. And basically, Lil KK got on his microphone and said, I know a broke bitch ain't talking to fucking me. Bitch, what you ain't gonna stand for? Well, sit down with your weird ass. If you feel like you want to come over here and get froggy, leap, ho. If you think you can come, I'll tell you what. You think you can open the Strait of Hormuz? Come on over here and open it. Open it then. I want to see you try. And Macron shut right the fuck up. He shut right up and he said, that's what the fuck I thought. Don't make me call Portia. Talking about Ibrahim Traore. I was like, oh shit, no he didn't. Oh, damn. Woo! No wonder he shut the fuck up. Got his ass. Don't make me call Portia. Okay, yeah, shut your ass up, ho. Ain't nobody ask you. And so basically, Lil KK is out here whooping ass, taking names. He don't give a fuck. He at everybody neck. Like, he on some other shit right now, and I'm loving it. Honestly, I'm loving it. Now, granted, there's been some hits on both sides, because we saw what America and Israel did to Tehran and Beirut overnight, but still, like, I like him. But Lil KK, he a bad man pajama. I like him. He got his daddy spirit, but with a new millennial twist. And I fuck with it too, because he on that Slaughter Gang shit for real. And he's just like his daddy. He's a man of very few words. And the only time he opened his mouth is when he gonna clear a room. He gonna clear a bitch. And they gonna shut right the fuck up. And you gonna shut right the fuck up. Gagged your ass. He gagged the shit out of Macron. And at this point, it's quite literally gotta be like a humiliation ritual for Macron to get like gagged. Because Ibrahim Traore gagged him for 2 years straight. Like, it was gag after gag after gag. Then there was Candace Owens, and it was just like, the gag is, Candace was right, and you shut right the fuck up. You know what I mean? Even tried to sue her, and the judge was like, nah, we agree with Candace. Gagged your ass! Gagged you! Oh my God! Somebody let Macron get up. Like, Jesus, you down on that ground, girl. Get up off your knees. So, yeah. Long story short, Iran said ain't gonna be no motherfucking ceasefire, bitch. Ain't gonna be no motherfucking ceasefire, not at all. No ma'am, no dice, no ma'am, no ham, no turkeys. Okay, we stand in the motherfucking field. And if you don't like it, oh fucking well, bitch. Either you come outside or we come in the fuck in. That's just how it's gonna be. Period. Because you should never started that shit. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. Other than the Israeli settlers continuously attacking the Palestinians because they mad that they getting their ass whooped, so they taking it and want to go take it out on the Palestinians within the West Bank, all throughout several different of the settlements throughout Gaza. Then they're still targeting different areas of central and southern Gaza. So just keep an eye on that. We still keeping Palestine's name alive, but y'all, this may be the generation that actually gets to see a free Palestine. It's going to look a little raggedy. It's going to look a little ran through, but that's all right because I've seen what God can do with nothing. I've seen the mountains that God can move and the beauty that God can create with absolutely nothing. I've seen what God can do with rubble. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I'm a living testimony of it. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. I am worried about seeing a free Palestine, and it's going to be from the river to the sea to the day I die. Okay, stay tuned because there's a lot going on, girl.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is going to conclude our episode. All right, I'm going to throw this cash up right here. Go ahead and, take care of the channel that takes care of you. This channel is supported by the people, for the people, and you already know what it is. We do it for the family. We will see you back here, Sacrilegious Sundays, Saturday Night Live. We might even have something special for you tomorrow. Imaginarium session number 6. All of the students in the building, all of the KTLians, everybody that signed up to the Imaginarium 90-day accelerator. We will see you tomorrow. All right, let's go to a little commercial from the Imaginarium. We'll be right back.
In Brooklyn's shadow, dreams come alive. At dawn's new light, let your spirit thrive. Breathe in courage, let your strength ascend. Dark fire rise and let the power blend. Your aura's a beacon, luck finds its way. With bold steps forward, seize a new day. Shout it proud, success is my own fate. I'm glimmering now, it's time to elevate. I'm a magnet for dreams, success my claim. In sync with fortune, dancing in the game. Wealth cascades freely, triumph ignites, my heart's ready. Soaring to new heights, chant till it's a rhythm in your soul's beat. Fueling your drive, making goals complete. Your aura's a magnet, attracting sway. Dance with prosperity night into day. Riches may flow, but spirit stands tall. Growth the reward, answering the call. Money's a vessel, clarity's the map. No rush needed, wealth's in your grasp. No need to scheme, to hustle or to plead. Just rise up strong, live in your creed. Don't chase, simply receive what's conceived. Feel the rhythm of wealth you're meant to achieve. Imaginarium. Blueprints in the planetarium. Imaginarium. Blueprints in the planetarium. Founders get found in the atrium. We carry them. Builders build brick by brick on the mantle of spin. Best nation, imagination. Stamp the atlas in. Kill lights up. Code hum like a seraphim. From prompting the prophet, watch the marriage win. We craft a myth and market it. Establish it. Imaginarium where raw thought turns atom in. SKOOL.
Peace, family.
can't beat us, join us. Please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, yeah, the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree. In the wilderness of North America, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson.
The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers. Fabric softener, jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch storage type. For that soft white, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like Porsche lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, the scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Best.
Crumb TV.